Guess where we are, everybody?
We made it!
Iceland!
We didn't die!
We're heading into Bonus to get our groceries. We just got our van. It's been a little bit of a complicated morning, but hey, it's all good. We're gonna get some food and take a nap and try and enjoy the day if we can. So off to Bonus we go, and we're at the all right, we're in Iceland, everyone. Woo, we're at our first stop. It's raining, but we're so excited. Oaks of Frost, I think. So going to check it out. We're here at Oaks of Frost. That's super clear. Next up in Thingvellir National Park was Silfra, which is a dive site between two tectonic plates, the North American and Eurasian one. It's one of the only spots on Earth you can view the separation of tectonic plates, and it has the clearest water in all of the world. This is the first geothermal area we visited that also has a geyser that goes off every 4 minutes. It was super cool. That was all for our first night. We found a beautiful waterfall to park our camper van by for the night and get a good night's sleep before we left first thing in the morning. We had an awesome first night sleeping next to a waterfall in our camper van, and today we're headed to the south of Iceland to see some amazing waterfalls and a black sand beach. We are super excited to be here. Everywhere we look is just so gorgeous. So if you think you're going crazy and my lips are moving different than my words, it's because we have copyrighted music playing on the radio.
All right, we're here at Godafoss today. It's like 5 in the morning.
We are the only people here because it's raining and pouring, actually. So yeah, there you go, Godafoss. Park right there. Powerful waterfall, and I think all of Europe I'll head along all the way. Our next stop in the south of Iceland was Seljalandsfoss. It's a waterfall that you can walk behind. We headed through this cave to find the next waterfall. Secret waterfall!
If you ever want to go through a cave, this is where to find a nice waterfall.
Only in Iceland can you find waterfalls everywhere. And we just came from one inside a cave. Over there. We thought we'd show a little bit of the drive. We're south now. We just were by Seljalandsfoss and we're headed to Skogafoss. The scenery is so crazy. It feels like you're in a crazy fairy tale most of the time. decided to take a little break in our van and have some lunch right in the parking lot of Skogafoss. Next stop was still in the south of Iceland at the black sand beaches in Akureyri. Here we are at the black sand beach, salt column, and lots of people, and black sand. And over there's the Akureyri we just came from, and the Game of Thrones. Little things are over there. So here is the Game of Thrones spot. We washed up on the beach with the boats.
Wow, Jake, see how big that one was?
These are all the basalt columns formed. So cool. The beach keeps having these waves that just come crashing up on them. Wants me to take a picture of this desolate black space.
Look at these rivers. Look at this thing. It's like a river.
Intertwined.
It's like a 1,000-foot wide river.
This canyon was made famous by Justin Bieber in one of his videos, but so many people came to see it afterwards and trampled the grounds that it was closed for the past 2 years after that, and it's finally reopened. Although Iceland is known as the land of fire and ice, it is really also the land of waterfalls. They are everywhere you look. Amazing waterfalls coming off all the mountaintops. Day 3, we woke up and headed to Snaefell for our glacier hike on Vantajökull. It was 5.5 hours long. We took a bus to the bottom of the glacier where we put on our crampons before we started heading up. We got so lucky and we're the only people who booked the tour for that day, so we had a private guide for just our family. So here is the ice cave-ish part. The water.
Stop.
Actually, we have a very good light over here. So I'm gonna make you another picture.
Did you fill it up all the way?
Very fast.
So this is the spot to fill up in?
Sorry? Oh, this is perfect to fill, of course.
That's where we just were. There's another cave over there, an arch. Crevasses. So blue.
So we're not gonna go too close. And to be honest, this is the best spot to see it.
Beautiful.
From that perspective, I mean, nothing would happen, but the sound would be so loud that you would probably get very scared.
So that's just for...
I'll take you to... I will tell you something new. This is actually the shallow inside.
Our guide and Ella up there on the glacier. I can't really see what I'm filming.
We're going up there
All
by
the
that
crevasses.
That's where we're
That one.
headed.
Can't really tell how deep
Are we going,
they are from
are we
right
going
here.
up there or?
We're all going up there.
I think I'm good right here.
We're almost on top. Oh, that's like our next.
The running water is better.
So this is the glacier. This is all glacier. Europe's largest glacier. This is just one side. It goes all the way around. We hiked to the other side. But we're headed to Jokostaren now? Some kind of lagoon. Glacier Lagoon. These are all bits of glacier off up here, right to the left. This beach has little pieces of iceberg that you can pick up and touch.
Got him.
This was our first Airbnb we stayed at in Hoffen. After waking up in the morning, we started our journey out east with a trip to Vestahorn and a Viking village. We did 9 days around Iceland's Ring Road, and where we're about to go right now in the east was our favorite place to drive. Here's one of our biggest problems in Iceland.
Oh my God,
well,
no,
besides
slow
without a
down.
car.
Slow down.
There's sheep everywhere.
Slow down.
In the road, not in the road. They just don't give a shit. And they all have babies, every single one. Don't, Keith, you scared it. So we're at an old Viking village. This was a movie set, actually. Here we go. Under Vestahorn. And this is what you see when you come out of the tunnel. Absolutely unbelievable. more stop at a volcanic crater before we headed to our campsite in the east for the night. A sneak peek of the midnight sun that sets at 12 and rises at 2. This was midnight at our campsite in Glacier. We woke up and continued on to Studlagill Canyon. Our problem always in Iceland. You're always in. Our next stop was to hike the long ways to Studlagill Canyon.
That's nothing.
And you can head towards the canyon this way. We walk down, here we are. Husevik was an amazing geothermal area that felt like you were on Mars. It smells terrible. It literally smells like eggs and sulfur. There's not a worse smell, but there's also not a cooler sight. Watch the water just bubbling. It's nuts. You can hear it. Such a wicked place. The mud is even bubbling. The water's boiling, the mud's bubbling everywhere you look. So cool. I can't really see this. This spot was in a lot of movies, including Star Wars, Rogue One, The Game of Thrones, and one of the Batmans. Geothermal hot water comes out of the shower 24 hours a day. Our next stop was Mývatn. From the Game of Thrones, where they make out. How cool is that? Oh yeah. These bugs. Literally, you can't get out of the car without these things. Look at them. They're crazy. Stayed the night and woke up in Husevik, which is the whale watching capital of the world, and also the scene of Will Ferrell's movie Eurovision. So we watched it the night before. We got to see the Zsa Zsa Ding Dong bar in the movie, and this is it in real life. We then went on to see the bay. This is Will Ferrell riding in there, and that's my son standing in the same spot. This is him running from his house, and we found the house in real life that Will Ferrell grew up in. And the church that he rang the emergency bell from, we got to stand in front of. Last up was the Zsa Zsa Ding Dong bar. We'll never forget this bakery because we had looked for Iceland bread for about 2 days with no luck and finally found it there. All right, we're in Husevik. It's a whale watching boat out there. Husevik ended up being our favorite town out of all the places we visited in Iceland.
For tonight.
We were lucky enough to catch the heart-shaped stoplight in Akureyri. We also went and checked out the famous church there that you can go inside of and take a look around. We also went to a local bakery. We looked around town, stopped at some traditional type souvenir stores, and of course we got some Viking beer from a local brewery. We headed out from Akureyri in the morning and headed to some turf houses that were traditional type of living in Iceland. They're owned by the National Museum. They're really cool, and you can see the way that Icelandic people lived long ago. Up to 20 to 30 people lived inside of each one of them, and it shows you how they were living at the time. Ancient records have this settlement of Iceland dated back from 874 to 930. We found this adorable year-round Christmas store that has tons of homemade ornaments and all kinds of Icelandic Christmas goodies to purchase. Next up, we hiked to a hidden hot spring called Fosslog, and we got quite the surprise when there were 3 naked German people in there too. We headed up the Vatnsnes Peninsula on a little side trip to go see Elephant Rock. There's also seals and puffin there if you go at the right time.
Hey,
We made an unexpected stop at Caligulaflur Gorge. It's in the northwest. With glaciers, volcanoes, black sand beaches, iconic mountains, lava fields, and beautiful coastal views, it's like a mini Iceland in the Snaefellsness Peninsula. The salt columns, all the seagulls nesting in it.
That's how birds do.
I know, I saw that.
Look over here.
So here's lava field, the ocean, snow-capped mountains, regular mountains, volcano. Such a cool place. Literally everywhere you look, it's picturesque. Tried fishing there. And this is an 1,800-year-old lava field we're inside of. Like wicked. Those are all huge lava rocks. Volcano out there.
They go and get food and bring it back to the nest.
I keep seeing them go right there, and then they like fly down that little hole.
We're gonna drive our car into the middle of an old volcanic crater. Oh, someone else is here. Whoa. Is this like what's at the bottom of the
Your destination is on the left.
We headed out to Tunga, which is a beach where you can see the seals. They're kind of hard to see, but they're in this picture here. Game of Thrones Mountain, Arrowhead Mountain, slash really called Kirkjufell here in Iceland. But We came to see it. Jon Snow is right here. We were super excited. We got to come during lupine season, which is this purple flower that grows in the summer months. After a long day exploring, we headed into Reykjavik to get to see the city for a little while. We checked out Rainbow Road, the main church there. We got to go inside. We also loved checking out the different buildings and all the street art in Reykjavik. Jake, you made him run away. Their little fat booties run. They're so cute, but they're afraid of cars and people. Sometimes they run the wrong way, so you gotta not hit them. But every one of them has a baby. So it turns out all of them have their babies at the same time, and we happen to be there during lambing season. For one of our final stops, we hit up the Blue Lagoon to check out the geothermal lagoon. Everyone at the Blue Lagoon gets silica face masks that you can put on and then rinse off with the water. Our final stop is the thing that brought us to Iceland in the first place, the volcano Husevik that went off in 2020. I mean, it's Iceland's volcano. The volcano crater is directly in the middle there. Stopped to get a bite to eat at a place that served fermented shark. We didn't eat it. And we also stopped to pick up some Icelandic gummy candies before heading out to the airport. Iceland was just as beautiful and amazing as we thought it would be. And our expectations were pretty high.